Hey guys, I'm back. I'm extremely late with this review, but this is season 1, episode 10 of Love and Marriage DC. So the episode starts out with the couples playing a game, and they're all just laughing and talking and everything. And then Ashley finds out that DJ Quicksilver cheated on her when she was 19 years old, but she didn't know about that. She knew about everything else, all the other times when he cheated, but this particular time she didn't know about it. And Quicksilver said that, he thought that she knew, but she didn't know. So Ashley is kind of upset about that. And then the next scene is when the couples they dress up for Halloween. Chris and Monique is Little Kim, and Biggie Smalls. I thought Chris was Dr. Dre, but he's Biggie Smalls. And then Irena and Jamie is Beyonce and Jay-Z. Ashley and Quick is Tina Turner and Ike. And Neil and Tasha is Erykah Badu and Andre 3000. Winter walks in with no costume. She has on all black and slippers. And I thought Monique said that Winter was not staying the night. So I'm not sure if Winter stayed the night or she left and came back in the morning time. Because during the first scene, when they were Chris and Monique were cooking, Winter was already at the house. So I don't know if she stayed the night. I thought she was going to be there for the couple's trip. I honestly don't know why she's still there when it's just a couple's trip. No offense. But she's there. She's tiptoeing in the room with all the other couples. And they don't seem to have an issue with it. So I'm not going to say anything about it. But if it's a couple's trip, I feel like she should have left when Kevin left. That's just my opinion. So the couples are playing the game. Well, Ashley has a question for the group that if you met your spouse today, would you marry them? And Chris starts out and says that, through the 10 years, it's been really difficult. And, at times it's been difficult. Monique could be a little demanding, a little controlling, and he often, wonders why did he do it. But at the end of the day, he says Monique is his soulmate, and every time they make up and everything, he understands, why he married her. And if he had to do it all over again, he would do it all over again. And then and then Chris was about to bring up his ex college sweetheart, but Monique cut him off. And so nobody knows what he was going to say. I would be curious to know what he was going to say about, the college sweetheart. Not that I wanted him to say anything to diss Monique, but Monique cut him off and she didn't even really hear what I would have listened. And then I would have said what Monique said. You don't need to bring up anybody else to give me a compliment. That person is irrelevant. And so I did understand what she said there, but I really wanted to hear what he had to say. I wish Monique would have been quiet in that part, because sometimes you just have to listen and hear people out to see where their head is. And Monique cut him off, so whatever. That was her choice. And then they asked Monique the same question, and Monique says that sometimes she feels as though the actual marriage certificate, the marriage messed up their relationship, that they had more fun before the paper and the title of being a wife and a husband was involved. And so if she wouldn't do it all over again. And Chris in the confessional said he felt that was messed up, that, she would say something like that because he would do it all over again. And I'm looking at Monique like, Monique, you said what your feelings were, but then when he was about to say what he wanted to say, you cut him off. And I don't think that was fair. When you expressed yourself that you wouldn't do it all over again, you wouldn't do it because you had more fun. So he let you express yourself, even though it did hurt his feelings. And I imagine that it would hurt his feelings, saying that you wouldn't marry your spouse all over again. But yet, if you had the choice to do it over again today, you wouldn't do it. But yet you're still married to the person. So that's kind of like, it's kind of like it's like, do you really still, in my opinion, it seems like, do you really want to be still married to me? That's what I got from it. So, and another thing, not to bring up Winter, but I don't feel like Winter should have been in that space with the married couples, and they're talking about, different things in their marriage, and she's sitting there by herself, single, and she's not any of their friends. She doesn't, besides Monique, she really doesn't care for them in that way. So I feel like that should have been a space for just the married couples, but she's still sitting there. So I didn't like that. It's not like she really has their best interest. I feel like she's just sitting there to gather information. I feel like she shouldn't have been invited to that event. That's just my opinion. Next up is Jamie and Irena. And if they had the choice to do it all over again, they would. They didn't get too deep into, any particular situation. Very surface, very vague. They just said, Jamie and Irena said that they've been through a lot, but they didn't exactly say specifically what they've been through, but they would do it all over again. And in this instance, I feel like that type of question is a very tricky question, because even though I wish they would have gone deeper, in my opinion, I feel like that was the best way to answer that question. If you had the choice to do it all over again, yes, I would do it all over again. If you really want to continue to be married to that person, because I just feel like that could bring friction in your marriage if you say, no, I wouldn't do it all over again, depending on who your spouse is, because every spouse is different. So they answered it that they would do it all over again. And yes, I wish they would have elaborated a little more, but I understand why Irena and Jamie probably just left it at that, because it would have probably caused a bigger issue if either one of them would have said, no, I wouldn't have done it all over again. Next is Quick and Ashley. And Ashley answers the question that if she had to do it all over again, she would not have married DJ Quicksilver at a young age. And she says that because she felt like she had to help Quick mature, and teach him how to be a husband. And nobody taught her how to be a wife. And she had to put 15 years of her life aside to help him to mature. And I love the dynamic of their relationship, because DJ Quicksilver did not take offense to what Ashley said. He actually respected what Ashley said, and I do appreciate that, because he acknowledges that he was that way. He didn't know what love was. He didn't know what unconditional love was. He always thought that people loved him with a condition. And so he said that he would do it all over again. And that made me smile, because it's like he took ownership. And he is really in love with Ashley, especially based on the way he answered the question. Even though she said no, she wouldn't do it, he said, absolutely, I would do it over again. I was like, I know that's right, quick. That's right. And Ashley forgives him for what happened, I guess, earlier that day about him cheating and everything. So I like their relationship. They seem like best friends. They are husband and wife, but they seem like friends as well. And I'm pretty sure they go through things, but it doesn't seem like, to me, they let things fester and they let things, grow bigger and bigger before they communicate about it. It does show, they do show that they do have issues in their relationship at times. However, they are able to move forward. So Chris and Monique takes the kids horseback riding, and they go over to the side, and then they discuss, what happened back at their lake house, as far as, if they would marry each other all over again. And Monique brings up the fact that Chris bringing up an ex that he was also in love with is hurtful to her and embarrassing, and it hurts her feelings. And to Monique's point, that is hurtful to bring up somebody else that you were in love with and try to relate the two. I don't think Chris meant it intentionally. Let me just say that. However, I believe if Monique had said the same thing that Chris said that she was in love with somebody else, and then try to say, but I love you, Chris. I don't think Chris, this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, but I don't think Chris would be happy about that. He would feel disrespected. Some things, like Monique was saying, you have to think about before you say them. And in this instance, Chris, he did it all over again. He said, there's only one other person that I love outside of you. And I don't think to me, that's not a compliment. And I don't know if the lady is still living or that, like, I guess it'd be different if he was married to the person and then the person passed away or something, but then that's something totally different. But, if they broke up and everything and you don't know the dynamic of the situation, what if the other lady broke up with Chris and he still has feelings for her? So I can see how Monique can say it is hurtful. It's very hurtful. And then Monique also says that she feels very insignificant in her marriage. And she feels like she has to prove herself all the time to feel like, she's living up to the marriage. And then I felt bad for Monique again. I was like, that she explained, even on the other show, that when she went to an all-white school, she didn't fit in with them. And then when she went to all-black school, she didn't fit in with them. And so I think that's the issue that Monique has that has not been resolved, to where she is a type of person, based on, her history and what happened growing up, that she tries to please people to get their approval. And she's still dealing with that as an adult. And you could just tell that she was really hurtful. And what I would say to Monique is, there's nothing you can do to try to fit in with people. The only way you can live your life is just by being who you are. Just be. And whoever is supposed to be in your life will be in your life. If there's a group of people that you don't fit with, you can't force yourself to fit with those people. it's not going to work because you're going to be unhappy, or they're going to be unhappy with you and befriend you, but not really be your friend. And then you're going to get hurt. And so Monique said she feels like she always, she tries to do things, and she always gets the short end of the stick. But I think Monique should try and work on just being who she is. And if people accept her, they do. And if they do not, they do not. And she has to be okay with that. I think that's something that she really needs to get counseling for. And so I felt bad for Monique in that instance, because it's like it's on TV, and then Chris is like, he had feelings for another woman. Okay, that may be true, Chris. You probably do, but that's something that you need to keep to yourself, or tell somebody else. Don't tell that to your current wife. So I did understand where Monique was coming from, and it's good that she expressed herself about that. Don't go along with it and you really feel a way about it. So she did let him know. He apologized. He said he's going to try to work on it. They end up hugging at the end, and I believe Chris is going to, he's going to work on it. He's going to work on it. So Jamie and Irena's son, little Jamie, has court with Upper Marlboro, Maryland. And he's facing 9 charges, and it's between like 5 years and 25-year maximum. And so Irena doesn't want her son to end up like her dad. Her dad went to prison when she was 7, and he died in prison. So unfortunate. Unfortunately, the case has moved to the circuit court, and he's been charged with felony charges. At first it was misdemeanor charges, and now it's felony charges. So he could be facing a lot of time. So I just wish them the best, and hopefully, everything works out for them. He looks like he's, getting his life on the right track and everything, trying to do better. He has a job and everything. So hopefully everything will work out for them, because I don't think Irena or Jamie, especially Irena, being through it before with her dad, she wouldn't want her son to, go to jail for a long time as well. So hopefully it works out. Ashley has this really nice event where she's going to unveil her book cover. She's written a book about her life, about how she overcame depression, how she has grown. She rediscovered herself, and she's been working on a book for a long time. And so she's stepping out of the shadow of just being Quicksilver's wife and, a mother to her kids. This book is just about Ashley, and she's really proud of it. It's a personal journal, and I'm really proud of her. She was really happy about it, and DJ Quicksilver was happy for her as well. So it was really nice of it. And that's what I was talking about in my last review about this is the things that we want to see. What the cast is working on. What are they doing? Being in love, having a marriage with kids and everything, and how they're navigating through life. I think this was a beautiful, beautiful event. Ashley looked really nice with her dress. Her hair was nice. Irena's dress was really nice. That gold dress was really nice on her. So the event was a beautiful event. DJ Quicksilver ends up proposing to Ashley. He said he didn't do it initially. He didn't get down on one knee. So he does it again. He does it now. And he proposes to Ashley. And then Tank starts to sing. And everybody is just having a good time. She invites Winter to the event. which again, to me, that's Ashley putting forth the effort to try, not that they're friends, but to show, let's build something. And I thought that was big on her end as well. So once again, the event was nice. She has a new ring. She's having fun. Everybody's having fun. They're drinking, they're dancing and everything. So I think this is a really nice event. I don't know when the book will be out. So I want to order the book. I don't know when it's going to be out, but I got to look for it. All in all, this is a good episode. Season 1, episode 10, Love and Merge DC. Thank you guys for listening to the audio version. I couldn't come on camera today. I'm so behind. I have so many shows to review. So I need to catch up, and I'd rather just do the audio version of it. So I'll see you guys in my next review. I think the reunion is coming up. Let's see, the reunion. So thank you guys for listening. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, and then let me know if y'all really like the audio version or if y'all want me to come on camera. I like the audio version. I feel like this one is easy. The audio version is easier. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next review.